They have the only compound in the entire circle, and Xset, they would want to defend this one. It's quite a huge compound too, so they cannot really afford to separate on up as well. If one of the players caught isolated, the teams will straight up ram their vehicles in that compound, and they will be easily able to take out that isolated player. So Xset, they will need to start to group on up, and they will have to give at least some part of their compound away. As Jay is all by himself in the open, trying to fight against the entire squads in the front. Will he be able to stay alive for now? INTZ against the players of Influence Rage. Little boy knocked out. And look at Xset. Yep, they do realize they have a really great spot, so now they want to take advantage of that.
My only concern is that usually those who are in the center here, either they're going to be able to really well defend it, or everybody is going to be looking towards them and slowly get picked apart from multiple teams. So far, Xset hasn't had that happen to them. So far, doing well at doing damage to the other people around them. But shortly, once people really start get moving, it might turn around. We'll just have to hold our breath, wait and see. Blue Chaptown will go out in the meantime. The team that they were taking some shots at down to their southern side. I also like to see that, INTZ trying to make their own push up onto Influence Rage, but Influence Rage, they're deciding to make some sort of rotation down to the southern side where Knights and actually the Chosen currently are. Even All Glory Gaming, Honored Souls, not quite sure how they found their way here, but All Glory Gaming, they've been holding this cliff for this entire time, and they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. Rojas still alive, needing to heal on up. They were able to succeed down there, and now they have a pretty good spot on the southern side of this zone. Now some eliminations. Influence Rage, though, still just outside zone. They're trying to fight their way on in. Got a knock onto Jay that you pointed out was a little bit far away from the rest of his teammates, and now that might be their opening to get closer, especially since INTZ has crashed on the other side.
Talk about crashing on the other side. Xset again, yeah, Jay knocked out. As I said, he was really separated out. He wanted to hold, or he at least wanted to get a little bit of more visual info and a little bit of more blood on his hand. But unfortunately, he gets knocked out. But again, the cavalry is there from the side of Xset to provide that cover and also get the fallen man back up. Aton Choker is quite tacked up, patches himself up, and now he will need to fight against the 3 players off Loops in the front. Loops so far, they've been looking pretty dominating today at least. All Glory Gaming too, they have the entire control of the southern side, and I'm pretty sure All Glory Gaming will try to capitalize on that and taking advantage of that one. Aton, they spot out the player of Influence Rage, and an easy bullet will nail it.
Oh man, Vivo Kid and Influence Rage, both of them tried playing in the center. I mean, Vivo Kid only had 1 person left, but both tried playing in the center, and of course, neither of them are going to survive.
Oh my
zone
God.
shifts. Xset, INTZ, both of them are the last 2 teams, the only 2 teams inside of this next zone shift. 4 teams actually sitting outside of this next zone are starting to make their look on in to see where they can make their next rotation. All of them far against the edges of this zone. All Glory Gaming clearly looking towards the Knights as that direction to see if they're going to push that way, but Alpha 7 Esports, they're starting to take a look towards All Glory Gaming. And as you can see, Swaguin, he's starting it off with a knock into one of the All Glory Gaming members, but right away, turning around, crossing the street, because that's their closer side to get inside of this next zone.
The toes, you gotta always watch out. And the toes are just being shot. Loops being pinned in that spot. Cannot really move from that one. Not a lot of room to wiggle, as we do have All Glory Gaming as well, still alive in the circle. They'll need to make it inside as well. Knights, they start a book on up. 3 players up for Knights, and they cannot really be caught like that because that's quite a risky rotation too. In the front, they're going to meet another North American contenders in this one, and that's going to be Xset and Knights. They just don't care about anything. Straight up ramming their vehicles on that compound. All Glory Gaming too, this time on the receiving end, as Jay is in the outskirts, trying to fight against them, and in the outside of the compound too. Jay's doing a great job so far. Coops all the way inside the house. Kill switch as well is going to be in the outside, and there we go. Xset, an easy wipe up from their side.
I like that they're so far being able to successfully defend this area, and very soon they're going to have to get ready for this next fight to start wrapping on up, because both Alpha 7 and All Glory Gaming trying to fight for their same position inside of this field. If they're able to kind of look down in this direction, they might be able to third party this, but honestly, we know that they can't extend out of their compound too far, but they could potentially aid in this to get more elimination points and ensure that everybody over here gets out faster. There we go, already using that ridge that they have to their advantage, trying to peek on over and do some damage to Alpha 7, but can't quite hit just yet because they did make themselves a little bit of a car fort against these rocks that they have.
All Glory Gaming, a blink of an eye, and now they're down to just Leon alive. And Alpha 7, they exactly know. They've sniffed Leon where he is.
Oh no!
A little rock to play around with, but a nice shot's taken from the side of Kill Switch. He's not going to spare the players of Alpha 7 this time. Swaggin knocked out. And we have Kill Switch just locking his sights onto that side. He's not going to let Alpha 7 even get a little bit of room to breathe.
Oh man, and I would just like to point out the desk said that Xset seems to finally be grabbing their stride today, and it really looks like they are. Usually Erangel is the map that they really perform on, and now it is going to be tested, challenged as finally the zone moves away from them. They have to get that res on today, and they're going to have to figure out the safest way to push into INTZ and take that fight without being eliminated, especially since there's going to be a lot of eyes on them on the move. INTZ and even Alpha 7 down here on the southern side, I can see that entire in between these two compounds here.
Circle was being the best friend of Xset so far, but this time now the Circle's going to be shifting away. So Xset, they will need to try and re-navigate their way inside the next zone, because the Guardian Angel of the next zone this time are going to be INTZ, who are sitting in the last spot currently in the overall rankings, if I'm not wrong. And INTZ too, they really need this one desperately. Yeah, Smoke's tossed in inside the windows, hoping or maybe just blocking those sight lines. But Alpha 7 all the way over here from the off angle. Mafioso creating a nice off angle. Got a little bit of shots on the players of INTZ. That's going to suppress them down.
Xset, they tossed out those smokes. They knew that they needed to cover all of those windows for them to be able to push on over. So far successful. You're right, Alpha 7 though, they're taking this as their opportunity to get a little bit closer because they have to be. Polo G unfortunately taking a lot of damage there. Will get knocked from the utility. The INTZ are now tossing over there, but the Xset is trying to retaliate. It looks like they're able to get at least 2 knocks on their side as well. Only 2 members of INTZ left versus 3 members of Xset. Loops is just trying to stay alive right beside them silently. But of course, this is Alpha 7. They're slowly trying to creep up. While these guys are distracted, they could potentially make something big happen. Yet another member of Xset falls, and there's only 1 left inside of this building. Kill Switch trying to prep the nade. This could be it to end this fight if he's able to just hit it, but it looks like he won't be able to. Matthias is still alive. Kill Xset. They need to get this res onto their last teammate here if they're hoping to potentially continue this, but INTZ, it seems like they're getting the successful res, and Xset trying to push as fast as they can to ensure that they don't survive any longer. It might just be too late.
Might just be too late. Xset again, just getting real up close and personal. INTZ, they're currently in a defensive stance. They want to fight back against this one. The defense is really as strong as Kill Switch will be able to slip from the back and does not really hear a lot of footsteps there. INTZ, 1 angle left unchecked, and this time it'll cost him almost their life. The last man is still up for INTZ all the way in the upper floor as Alpha 7. Now they're getting really close to this compound. Do realize both these teams are hurt a lot, and Alpha 7 want to take the advantage of that one. Still 4 teams up, 2 solo survivors from the side of Loops and INTZ. Xset can be the only team that can challenge Alpha 7's caliber here.
The thing is that the zone is not on this compound whatsoever. INTZ finally is eliminated in this situation, but Alpha 7, they had this opportunity to just silently walk on up and hold this small ridge that they have against Xset and even the last member of Loops. They're just able to use all of these cars over there as hardcover, and I already mentioned the little Riz Xset. They're really going to have to figure out a way to get this first knock to push on over, but Alpha 7 know exactly where Xset is coming from, and Xset has no idea where Alpha 7 are currently proning inside of this field.
And there we go. The nade's just going to crawl right next to him. A perfect toss. And look at this. Loops Troiko is still alive. So that means now Loops as well. He knows he can change a team's fate right here. He can decide which team he wants to win or not. He can grief a game, but that's not going to be enough. He only wraps up 1 knockout. And Alpha 7, they will get their hands on this chicken dinner off the 3rd game of day 3 span.
Oh man, Loops on